Well, that's more the point that I think people are missing. So you were just saying, like, I wouldn't necessarily be buying pDAI. I would want to buy the regular core tokens over that. To me, that's not even the argument anymore. Like, I actually agree with you at this point. I mean, now that if the goal is $1 and you see it getting to $1, a 65x is substantial, of course, and across investments in life, but I would still take my chances that Pulse and PulseX and Hex and these things are going to do a little bit better than that. But here's the thing. That's not even my point. Like, I don't care about that. People are getting way too caught up in, should I buy the token and stuff? I mean, I understand I made a poll question about that tonight, but this is a much bigger conversation. And that's what Icelander here just said. Assuming it's true, the idea is to rotate pDAI to buy the core coins. That's right. From the biggest whales who have pDAI and are running that contract. I mean, like, it's not even about should I buy pDAI and what's going to happen with pDAI. It's that I think people should realize we have, and you laid some of them out, Ewok, like more evidence than ever that whatever is going on with this may be doing something for this ecosystem that would be impossible without this. And that's what I think people, rather than like shitting on it or thinking it's like a B-Roots shill or a meme coin and stuff like that, it's fine. You don't have to get exposure into it or whatever. That's totally fine. But it may be pumping the bags that you hold so dear harder than you ever could have imagined, is what the point of all this is. This is like, we are potentially talking about, this is why when I saw streams from like Coexist and Steven in the past and some of these guys that have really been within this Utopia and pDAI ecosystem and stuff, I could sense that they were on the verge of saying stuff like this. It's like the grand plan could look like, PulseChain is a crypto utopia. I mean, you've got this organic stable coin that arises. If you believe that PWBTC gets to where Bitcoin is right now, and if you think Bitcoin is going to go to 200K or 240K this cycle or something, you've still got over 100 X's there. It's pumped, beyond belief over the last few days. But I'm willing to be on a stream right now and say, like, I am pretty bought into this idea at this point, and I believe that whether it's RH or somebody else, there are smart enough people in the background that have some amazing wild ideas. And again, you laid out some of the breadcrumbs and the evidence that we've had. Richard Hart tweeted about the pDAI chart multiple times, talked about how far up it had gone at that time. It's up over a 10,000x now. There's something going on. I mean, I'm 100% convinced of it. And I don't understand why anybody's salty or angry about it if they are still at this point. I literally wouldn't even buy pDAI right now. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm more talking about, I've never been this bullish on this ecosystem before until I started to really look into this stuff. I've always been bullish, but literally we're talking about a potential crypto utopia land where everything that is the best of everything to do with DeFi lives on PulseChain.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Now, so my thought on this rotating into pDAI, at what point does it peg? That's why, my theory, and you just said it right now, you're not telling people to buy pDAI. I still think the play is to buy the core tokens now, because at what point does pDAI get to $1, if it does? And how much in gains have you missed out on, till you get to rotate into the core tokens? Now, the OA rotating into those core tokens, because now they've got there is, I forget, $12 billion worth of DAI out there. I forget what it is, the amount that the OA is supposed to have, but I don't want people to miss out the gains of getting things now at a penny that can go much higher than to wait till it's already at 30, 40, 50 cents, possibly until pDAI pegs. Then you're buying in at 30, 40, 50 cents rather than you've missed out on 30x that you could have gotten if you bought now. So, that's where I stand. And that's why I still, I don't want to push it as a narrative to say, well, if you buy it, then you can transfer it into or rotate into the core coins at that point, because you're giving up a lot of gains. So there is the theory of, I don't know if you put, I forget who said it. Oh yeah, you have it up now. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, he's firing off some good ones. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the rinse and repeat thing, where you can collateralize your maker, mint more, cash out. There's going to be a lot of ways to take profits, hopefully, this cycle that we didn't have last cycle with Hex. There weren't a lot of ways for people to cash out without hurting the chart. And I think what this whole thing is going to do is to stabilize things so much more. You're going to have liquid loans, and you're going to have the other contracts. I forget. It's skipping my mind right now, but the other contracts where you can do things like take a loan out and only collateralize at 10% if you want to, and cash that out and let it liquidate if it does. Again, you're only going 10%, plus you're not hurting the chart, right? Because you didn't sell your pulse for doing that. You took a 10% haircut, which if you tried to sell a huge bag anyway, the slippage could be way more than that. So there's going to be ways, and this is just yet another way for people to take some profits, to rotate out without hurting the price of things. And I think it's going to stabilize the whole market. Like you said, create a utopia where, people may not have to leave. You may not have to bridge back out. There's going to be a lot
California.
Exactly. So it's just one of the things that could definitely help secure the ecosystem, so we don't see the 90%, 99% dips that we saw last cycle. So yeah, it's got a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah, it's just such an eye opener right now. And like I said, obviously, shout out to Decentralize Me. I know he doesn't make tons of videos, but he has like a 1.5K subs on YouTube. I think everybody should go check out Decentralize Me on Twitter and YouTube. I mean, he's the man with all this, and it's kind of crazy. Like his YouTube videos, I don't know if you got this vibe, but it almost gave me like fast food restaurant training video vibes. You know what I mean? Like I'm not criticizing it. Like they're very well done. I mean, it's very straight to the point, nearly scripted, very well done, is all I'm saying. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he knows anybody or where he comes from, but his stuff is very educational. And if I were somebody that wanted the inner workings of what may be going on to be out there by a third party to educate people, I don't know that I would pick anybody better than Decentralize Me. So yeah, he's doing a really good job. Let me just see. There's so many angles I want to approach.
I think he should have stuck to the educational part more than the matchmaking portion at the end of that video. That was
one I sent you.
That was kind of cheesy, but it was funny.